Let's go ahead and get on to the rest here. So we got some potential NFL rule changes. Now, this is something I think is funny that happens, every offseason. Teams petition, the NFL to make changes to some rules. Some of them I think are very important and need to be changed, and some of them I think are just kind of just silly, like they don't really affect the game at all, or and they make me wonder, why is this even a rule in the first place? And so we'll get to a couple of those. So the first rule, this is kind of more in the spotlight now due to the nature of what happened in the NFC Championship game, but the third quarterback rule, which would allow teams to carry 47 active players on game day instead of 46, but that additional player has to be a quarterback. What are your thoughts on this potential rule change that used to be in the league? They got rid of it, and now just kind of due to the nature of the NFC Championship game where all those 49er quarterbacks got hurt, they're looking at possibly bringing it back.
Yeah, I think it worked in the league at one point in time, and they got rid of it. I think it's a real change that I could see actually passing out of all of these that proposed. I'm not opposed to it. I guess I would say go for it. Right, quarterback's the most important position. Even backup quarterback, right, is a need in the NFL. Right, we ended up tuning out of the NFC Championship game, and they had, Kyle and Christian throwing passes for some reason because they didn't have a quarterback. So if the NFL wants to keep their product on the field prime and good to watch, I think this is an okay rule. I would pass it.
I mean, I'm not against it, but I don't think it's really helpful. So if we're looking at the 49ers, they just had the worst possible injury luck ever. Like what they went through with Trey Lance breaking his ankle, and then Jimmy G breaking his foot, and then Purdy carries them all the way to the NFC Championship and is looking like amazing. Like they might go on to the Super Bowl, and then a freak accident at the very beginning of the game, he tears his UCL, and then their backup quarterback comes in, Justin Johnson, I think his name is. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but Josh Johnson thing, and then he gets concussed. Like it's just one of those things where it's just like the injury gods were not happy with the 49ers this year. So I have no idea what they did in the offseason. So warrant the wrath of the injury gods, but they did. So to me, when you have these extreme circumstances, I don't think it necessarily merits an actual rule change, because a third string quarterback I don't think is going to come in and win you that game. Like it might give you a better chance and maybe push you into the game. But if you're on your third string quarterback, I just don't see how that honestly makes the product any better when you have a third string quarterback that might as well be like an XFL or USFL guy. Like if we're being honest, if you're the third quarterback or fourth quarterback on the roster, you're not really seen as an actual NFL quarterback in my opinion. And so to me, I don't think, honestly, like pass the rule, I'm not going to be mad about it. Like I'm not going to be, staying outside protesting it. But I don't think it really matters. And we haven't had a situation where it's been needed since the league got rid of it over 10 years ago. So I think obviously the 49ers are just upset because it did happen to them. I know they think that if this rule was in place, maybe that game turns out different. I don't think it does. But just kind of my thoughts on it. I really don't think that would change the outcome of a game at all.
Yeah, I mean, it just with the third quarterback, just think Brock Purdy was the third quarterback on the roster for the, going into the season, right? He was, because of the injury right at the beginning of the season, he was looked at as quarterback number 2, but that was always Jimmy. So that third string quarterback, took him to the playoffs. So there is some guys, and again, it's not, for every third string quarterback to take you to the playoffs, you'll have a Ben DiNucci who just, crapped his pants in the USFL. So I understand what you're saying. And it doesn't really bother me whether they pass it or not, but I like to watch quarterbacks throw the ball, not running backs.
Sure. So let's take a vote on it right now. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Doesn't pass. Maybe next year.
All right.
Alrighty. So next potential rule change is, instead of the onside kick, an alternative is the 4th and 15. So teams would have the option to convert a 4th and 15 from their own 25-yard line. What do you think about that?
I think that is silly, right? Onside kick, even though how low it is, I think as soon as I don't know, that's not football to me. It's fun in the USF, it's a gimmicky, but I'm not.
So you hate kickers. You want to get rid of the extra point, but then you're going to put a kicker out there for an onside kick instead of leaving your offense on the field.
I just think maybe if they did 4th and 25, but like this isn't the XFL. These are prime guys. 4th and 15. You're telling me some of these teams. Telling me Pat Mahomes can't pick up 90% of 4th and 15.
Listen, if you could convert a 4th down and 15, you deserve to keep the ball. Like that's 15 yards. That's one play, 15 yards. You deserve to keep the ball if you can do that on an NFL defense. If you can go out there and do that, you deserve to keep the ball.
I guess. I don't know. I think it's a little gimmicky. I think there's a way to get rid of onside kicks. I don't know if this is the way to do it. I don't. Maybe I'm just caught up that 4th and 15. Right. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. Maybe 4th and 25 if you could do that, and then you got it. But like. I don't know. I feel like there'd be too many comebacks.
25-yard conversion. Listen, but that's what makes it so fun. I mean, we saw it in the XFL, right? This is kind of debuting in the XFL. We saw it to where the St. Louis Battlehawks were able to come back against the San Antonio Brahmas. They were down by 15 points, and obviously due to their extra point rules, but also with this onside, alternative, they were able to come back and win that game within like the final 2 minutes. Like something that would be almost impossible in the NFL. Was happening. I think that just makes more electric football. The more you have actual offense and defense on the field, you take the kicking out of it, the more exciting, the more electric the NFL becomes. And so for me, I'm 100% in favor of this because you're keeping kickers. Kickers should regular kickoffs and then kick field goals. But they should, when it comes to actual scoring points, when you're in the end zone or trying to get that, I think you put the offense on the field, you put those actual offensive players on the field to make plays. Like just think how exciting that could be.
True. You might be turning me. You might be turning me because the more I think about it, I always criticize the Chiefs. They tend to not go for it a lot and kick a lot of field goals this past year. I always told people that they take the ball out of their best player's hands when they put that kicker there. Right. And the more I think you might have turned me, right? The game's better when kickers are on the sidelines.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's do it. All in favor? Say aye. Aye. Boom. Let's go. New rule pass. All righty. So this one, I'm 100% in agreement with. So this is going to be roughing the passer reviewable. So this rule was proposed by the Rams, and it's quite a simple one. Any roughing the passer call can be reviewed.
Yeah, I think this should pass, and I would even go any farther. I think you should be able to review everything. I think those refs have way too much power to control the game. We've seen it too many times in the NFL, right? I think they should be unlimited challenges. Now, I think there should be a check put in where they can't just challenge every spot on the field. But I think they should get more power to the players playing this game and less power to the guys making the decisions in the stripes.
Yeah, to me, especially last season, where there were just such stupid roughing the passer penalties that were called. Like you're literally just tackling the dude, like and even just dragging him to the ground, and they throw the flag on that, and it's such an easy thing that we can sit there and watch objectively and say, listen, this was clearly not roughing the passer, like clearly not, and just the outcome that it has on the games is what is so frustrating because. Not only is it an automatic first down, but it's a 15-yard penalty. So you're giving a huge chunk to the team. You're keeping them on the field, and it's just so silly when it's something that could be so easily avoided if it's able to review. So I'm with you. I think maybe not unlimited challenges, but to have the sky ref or the overall ref just review everything, just do a quick review. After every penalty is called, just have him go in and review that. Every single call. If it's incomplete pass, anything that's questionable, go in and review that and just expedite it. I don't want to sit around on my couch and wait 15 minutes for them to decide if it was a penalty, if it wasn't, if it was a catch, if it wasn't, if it was out of bounds, if it wasn't. Like just get in the expedited review, get in, review it real quick, and get the call on the field so you don't have to wait all this time and go to commercial break. And all I have to hear, whopper, 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 whopper. Every single time, 5 different times during 1 hour of football. Okay, it's a banger, but I cannot take it anymore. Okay, so make this reviewable. Make it to where this guy judge can just come in and say, "Listen, that's a bad call. Pick up the flag, and then we just pick up and continue playing the game, and we get on with our lives.
Yes, I agree 100%. That the expedited reviews are going to change football, right? We don't have to sit here and listen to the so-called pros that get every call in the field wrong anyway up in the booth, like Mike Pereira. They can see almost live what happened. They review it for 5 seconds. They make the call there. I think this is a thing that should have happened a couple years ago and is now catching up to the NFL.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Boom. Second rule pass. NFL, we're making you better, baby. We're making you better. All righty. Last rule change here. This one I saw, I was like, this is a rule? Anyway, so it's allowing the number 0 on jerseys. I didn't even know that was not allowed.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked when I seen this. The other 3 drastically changed the NFL. With the onside kicks or the roughing the passer reviewable. And then this one is just so they can wear a number. Now, so I think this should pass. But there's that viral Dion clip going around. Coach Dion, Coach Primetime,
got to earn the numbers, baby.
Talking about no one's wearing 0 because no one's worth nothing. So that's kind of a cool thing. But these are, NFL guys that are getting paid a lot of money. They can put a 0 on if they want. I think it's kind of a silly rule that should change.
So is that why Russell Westbrook wears the number 0 then?
Ouch. Take a shot. Oh, Russ.
Oh. All right, fine. I'll stick to football. So I really don't care what jersey number you wear.
Exactly.
So I think that this is kind of silly that it's even something that you have to propose. Like, is 0 a number? Yes. Like, I mean, what is the league afraid of? Like, we're gonna get to negative numbers. Like, instead of 1, it'll be -1. Like, who's gonna pick a negative? So I don't see why this would ever be rejected. So
no.
I mean, let's just pass it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let's do it. Like, just throw the number. If you want to rep number 0, like, by all means, go ahead. Like, that's up to you, bro. Like, whatever.
Yeah. The next quarterback wearing 0, Josh Rosen.
Whatever, dude. I mean, numbers. I mean, I know the league kind of freaked out when they kind of disrupted the position player numbers. Like, before it was like by position you had to be a number, but then they kind of relaxed on it, kind of like college. So, which I was cool with too. Like, bro, like a number is a number. Like, whatever number you want to be, like, go be it. Like, I'm for less restrictions anyway. So, whatever.
Exactly.
You want to be number 99. If you want to be 99.5, I don't care as long as you can play ball.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool to see a single-digit safety come flying through the middle of the field, lighting up a 12 wearing wide receiver. That's cool to see. There's no reason that safety had to wear 39 for no reason. Yeah, I'm surprised that rule didn't get changed when they did that, but silly.
We're being numberists.
Yeah,
we got to get rid of the
fun
NFL.
League.
Can't have it. Alrighty, so those are the potential NFL rule changes. I think for the most part they're pretty straightforward. I know there's some other ones, but those are kind of the bigger ones that we're looking at. So I think all in all, for the most part, if any of them pass, obviously we're for pretty much 3 of them. If the other one, the third quarterback rule gets passed, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Yeah,